Hello and welcome to tournament basketball here on NK Telco. I'm Dave Kanapke. Alongside me is Greg Burning. Tonight we're at the Palace of Coldwater for sectional final action between the New Bremen Cardinals and the Fort Recovery Indians. Greg, New Bremen enters tonight's game with a 14-7 overall record. They finished 6-3 in the MAC, tie for second place. They had a big win on Tuesday night over Minster, 62-45, and Greg, Cardinals played a very good game. Great first quarter and a great game by Justin Eidelman.
Yeah, Eidelman came in and was very assertive right away at the beginning of the ball game, kept it out throughout, had probably one of his best ball games of the season, which as a coach and as a team coming into the tournament, that's what you want. You know, you want to be playing your best ball. They struggled a little bit down the stretch, so it was nice to see them come out and really, against a team like Minster that they struggled a lot with. If I'm not mistaken, it was a 2-point game at Minster during the season. Always a battle. So when you can come out and play one of your biggest rivals and play like that, well, that says a lot for your team. Hopefully they can continue that same run tonight and get on board and have another great ball game.
Cardinals are looking for their first sectional title since 2006. On the other side of the court, the Fort Recovery Indians entered tonight's game 13-7 overall. They finished just 3-6 in the MAC. Ironically, the Indians' last game was against New Bremen last Friday night when they lost by 2. But Greg, they were missing their good player, Greg Collick.
Yeah, they have Mr. Do Everything on Greg Collick, especially scoring. He averages 24 points a game, led the MAC, Player of the Year in the MAC. Fantastic player. You know, he's a guy that you don't stop, you slow down. You know, I think that's key tonight for the Cardinals. You slow him down, make him take tough shots, keep him off the foul line. He's a great free throw shooter, 81% at the foul line. Make him earn his points. Don't give him any easy ones. Make the rest of the team beat you. On the other side, or on the same side of their team, they have two real nice guys at the dishing off the ball with Frank Tin and Toby Metzger, two of the top 3 in the MAC in assists. 10 with 6 and Metzger with 5. So they distribute the ball as well. But when you got a guy like Collick to go to, obviously it makes distributing it a lot easier. So it should be a great ball game.
Yeah, Greg Collick was named Player of the Year in the MAC just shortly earlier this week. Now they're ready for the starting lineups. First for the Cardinals, number 10, Marcus Bergman, 5'9" junior, averaging 4 points a game. Go opposite here for the Indians, 6'1" senior, number 12, Brady Collick. A lot of seniors on this Fort Recovery team, 7 of them. Now for the Cardinals, 6'7" junior, Justin Eidelman, averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds a game. Number 21, honorable mention in the MAC, Frank Tin. As Greg mentioned, he leads the MAC in steals and assists. Scott Lammers, number 40, 6'1" senior. Toby Metzger, number 24 for the Indians, a 6'2" senior, 4-year varsity player for the Indians. Spencer Rohr for the Cardinals, 6' junior, averages 12 points a game. Number 30, Craig Toby, 6'4" junior. In for the Cardinals, number 12, Andy Timmerman, a 5'11" junior. And there's the Player of the Year in the MAC, Greg Collick, averages 24 points a game. Let's recap the starting lineups. First for the Indians, Brady Collick and Frank Tin. Toby Metzger and Craig Toby. Greg Collick is the man in the middle, coached by Brian Patch in his 6th year with the Fort Recovery Indians. New Bremen Cardinals in the backcourt, Marcus Bergman and Andy Timmerman. Forward, Spencer Rohr and Justin Eidelman. In the post player, Scott Lammers. The Cardinals are coached by Mike Ernst. Quick, Greg, what's your keys for tonight?
Well, I think for the Cardinals, you want a good start. You got to get out to the good offensive start, just like they did against Minster the other night. But you also need some contributions. I mentioned how Justin Eidelman had a great game. They got a big push from Aaron Clooney off the bench the other night. Some big baskets from Marcus Bergman. They need some help. They can't just get it all from one guy. They all need to play and get some buckets. On the other side, they need to control Collick. As I mentioned earlier, he can't just go crazy. You have to keep him and make him take tough shots. Nothing easy. Don't let him get too close to the bucket because he will finish. And most importantly, I think, keep him off the foul line, which is no easy task by any stretch. But
The tip goes out of bounds. They will say it's off of Colic.
And something we didn't mention about Colic, he's been hurt the last couple of weeks, nursing a sprained ankle, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well, to see if Bremen goes in and tests that a little bit defensively early on.
Yeah, Colic injured his ankle against Macinawa the second last game, sat out the game last Friday against New Bremen. Cardinals are on the attack. Eilerman in the left corner over to Rohr. Bergman to Timmerman. Back up on top. Rohr spin move, elevates, got it. Spencer Rohr puts the Cardinals on the board, 2-0.
And he's one of those contributors. Spencer Rohr can get his shot anytime he wants it. Nice to see him go in there hard right off the bat, makes a tough shot look easy.
10 season opening, rolls off of there, ball on the floor. Timmerman comes up with it, but it's stolen away. 10 with the basket underneath the Colic. He brings it back out, resets. Back to Colic. Over to Metzger with the three. Hits nothing but the backboard. Rohr with the rebound.
That's one of those shots we were just talking about earlier. You'll live with that if you're New Bremen. You don't want that turnover, but you'll live with that shot from Toby Metzger because, if he gets a couple of those, it's going to take away shots from Colic as well. So that's okay on the Bremen side.
10 gives it up to Metzger. Metzger, a 4-year starter for the Indians. Hurt his ACL halfway through last year. There goes Colic. Long on that one. Rebound. Toby gets it. Kicks it over to Colic. He clears it and in. 2-2.
Good defensive play there by the Cardinals to start out that possession, but got a rebound. Definitely don't want to give this team second and third opportunities.
Cardinals back on the attack. The Indians play a man-to-man. Sometimes it's like a matchup zone. It's a little different matchup zone than most people, so it's a little hard to play against at times. Circling around the top, Rohr with a three-pointer. Hits the back iron, it goes off the back. So it'll be Indian basketball.
Interesting matchup inside. Sorry, Dave. Colic guarding Justin Eilerman underneath the bucket there last time down. So it'll be interesting to see if that's the case. If I'm the Bremen Cardinals, I get him the ball. You want to make Colic work the whole time. Nice help there by Timmerman.
10 breaks it over to Metzger. To Toby. Over to 10. Colic over Rohr. Got it. Colic falls to the floor. No call, but that's a two-pointer.
A tough shot by Colic.
Rohr with another shot. Misses everything. Metzger clears. 10 of the basketball. Rohr has the assignment of guarding Colic, at least to start. There's a bounce pass off to Toby. Misses it. Little hand in the face there by the Cardinals. Rohr with the basketball.
We didn't get a chance to talk about the tempo. Right now, this tempo is definitely favored for recovery. Bremen does not want to get in a foot race with them. You want to sit down, run your sets, as I mentioned, make them play some defense, make them work. Don't turn the ball over. Don't get in a run and gun match with them. They're very quick. That's what they're going to want to do, get it up and down the court.
3 substitutions for the Cardinals. Clay Heitkamp, Aaron Clooney, and Caleb Williams in the ball game for Coach Mike Ernst.
That's the 3rd turnover already for the Cardinals, so exactly what they don't want to do. Come down and get some good looks. Get the ball into Williams. Work off of him a little bit. I'm sorry, Eilerman, not Williams.
10 with the basketball to Colic. Colic now guarded by Eilerman. Down to Toby. Toby working off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Long rebound comes out to Bergman. Marcus gives it to Aaron Clooney. Clooney had 10 points the other night against Minster, his season high for the freshman. Clay Heitkamp over to Clooney.
Again, you can see Colic is definitely down there guarding Williams, and they can't even get him the ball. I don't know if he's touched it once.
Yeah, I think about Rohr has shot about all of them. There's Williams with a shot, in and out. Colic skies for the rebound. Across the timeline to Toby. Metzger, Colic's open for the three. In and out. Rebound Law knocked around. Colic hustled for it and got it. Lob down to 10, rolls around, doesn't get it to fall. Toby with the rebound, he is fouled. Right now, Greg, it just seems like Indians are out hustling New Bremen.
Yeah, we mentioned this a little bit ago. This is not the speed that New Bremen wants to be playing at. But I think it all starts down at the offensive end. Colic's doing a pretty good job with defending Eilerman, but not that good. They need to be a little bit more patient. Let him work down there, get open, get him the ball. If they can get him the ball, it'll slow this game down, I think, a lot and really get the pace in favor of the Cardinals.
Brent Fowler just checked in the game, throws it over Colic with another three. Got it. Greg Colic has 5 of Fort Recovery, 7 points. 7-2 over New Bremen. Bergman with the basketball over to Eilerman, to Williams. Clooney to Highcamp, bounce pass. There they got it to Eilerman. He draws the foul.
And exactly what I was talking about. Make him work. Colic has been jogging up and down the floor. It's obvious he's going to take the shots. He's in control of the team when they get down there. Make him work on this side. Make him bang it. Even maybe more importantly, get him into foul trouble. Although they're showing that foul as Cody Feely.
Yeah, I think he was helping down as a reach in there as Eilerman misses the first one.
So that's Feely's first foul and Fort Recovery's first foul.
Eilerman, a 66% free throw shooter, had a huge night against Minster with 26 points. Trying to hit the second one. Nothing but net on that one. 7-3, 3:35 to go in the first quarter. First game was won by New Knoxville over Perry, 56-41. It's 48 in a row for New Knoxville. Feely open for the three. That's short. Long rebound to Bergman. Marcus across the timeline.
Great possession by New Bremen there. Again, make the other help around Colic hurt you. Don't let him stand out there wide open. Let one of the other players that aren't known to be quite the scoring threats and work on him right now when he's trying to play defense against a smaller, I should say a bigger, and I think he might have just drew a foul there.
There's a lot of pushing and shoving around there between Eilerman and Colic.
And that foul is on Greg Colic, his first, team's second.
So it'll be Bergman on the trigger for the Cardinals. Trail by 4, 3 minutes to go. First quarter, ball on the floor, fought for it. Clooney loses it. 10 will have a fast break all the way, misses it. Rebound there by Highcamp. Good recovery there by Clooney and Eilerman.
Yeah, I think Eilerman might have got a piece of that last one.
And that pass is tipped away there by Metzger. So turnover back to the Indians.
That's the 5th turnover now for New Bremen and only 1 for Recovery.
Nothing but net for Colic as he dribbles in, fades away there. 8 for Colic. You cannot give him any opening whatsoever.
No, I'm kind of surprised they didn't put somebody taller like maybe Williams, Caleb Williams out there on him as
Highcamp misses a shot. Highcamp misses a shot. Colic with the basketball. They have Eilerman on him, but right now they need to make somebody else shoot the basketball. Colic back with the basketball. He loses the handle.
Good reach in there by Eilerman to get the turnover. That's the second turnover for Recovery.
Almost a steal there by 10. Substitutions, we have Timmerman, Rohr, Scott Lammers return for the Cardinals. Fort Recovery is an athletic team, not super tall, but it just seems like everybody's about the same height.
Right.
You know, Colic is 6'5", but he shoots like a guard. We have Toby is 6'4". The shortest player out there is Colic with a 6'1". Feely's 6 foot. Right now the Cardinals on the attack all the way over to Timmerman. Got a nice pass to Williams and in. Nice assist there by Andy Timmerman. Lead down to 5. Colic goes all the way. Kicks it over to Fowler, but they will call a push before that.
That last possession by New Bremen, maybe their best one they've had so far tonight. Did a great job, worked it inside. Good look by Caleb Williams to finish. And that foul is going to be on number 22, Spencer Rohr for New Bremen. Their second, his first.
10 with the trigger to Metzger, knocked by Lammers. He recovers it. Nice play by Scott Lammers. Gives it to Clooney. Clooney will set it up for the Cardinals.
Third turnover now for Fort Recovery. Nice defensive play, as you said, by Lammers.
Another tip there, but Rohr is able to recover it. Lammers over to Williams. Back around Timmerman trying to look down low. Work it back around, swings it over to Rohr. Lammers trying to post up underneath. Williams with the basketball. Down to Williams, turn around off the glass and in.
Both Williams and Eilerman have a decided height advantage of anybody on that floor, and it's open in there. A turnover there by Fort Recovery, that's their fourth.
That just looked like a careless palming there on Feely.
Fort Recovery's sagging down in that lane a little bit to make it tough to get in there. They know they don't have the height. New Bremen's just got to settle down, make good passes. It's there. Every time they've dumped it in that low post area, they've gotten great looks. Caleb
Williams has had 2 straight baskets for the Cardinals. He has the basketball in the corner. Back to Rohr. Rohr to Timmerman. Stops. Williams thought about it. Rohr with the drive. They'll say one too many steps, I believe, and yes, they do. Traveling on Rohr.
Nice look by Spencer Rohr. Unfortunately, as you said, one too many. That's their 6th turnover for the Cardinals in this quarter. 5 for Fort Recovery. So, been a little hectic first quarter, but as expected, I think, little energy from both teams, little nerves.
Timmerman harassing 10. Fowler with the basketball to Metzger. Over to 10. 10 with a 3-pointer. Misses it. Williams with the basketball. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clooney splits the defenders. Rohr 3-pointer. Short. Long rebound out to Toby. Back to Fowler. 10 seconds to go. They're going to give it to Colic. He'll probably hold on to it. Trying to work something. Ball knocked away there by Lammers. Thrown up there by Fowler. That will go in as a 3-pointer. Huge play there by Fowler as he picked up the loose ball there. A 3-pointer at the buzzer. So 1 quarter in the books. And the First National Bank scoreboard. Fort Recovery 13, New Bremen 7. Be right back. 1 quarter gone in the sectional final here at the Palace in Coldwater. Fort Recovery with a 13-7 lead. Frank Fowler hit a big 3-pointer there at the buzzer to give them the lead. Bremen had cut it to 10-7. Right now, Fort Recovery on the attack. Colic hits a streaking Toby. He'll call charge there. Nice hit Ireland to draw the charge.
Yeah, stepped right in. I was going to say it. That whole first quarter, Bremen does a great job slapping a ball, a lot of balls away, a couple loose balls, but Fort Recovery came away with a lot of them. You know, those are the plays that they have to make sure. Well, it's like the end of the quarter. Ball's knocked around a little bit, rolls to the Fort Recovery guy's hand, they shoot up, nail it. Those are the breaks and the plays that Bremen needs to make sure they switch to their way, but I think a lot of that's tempo. They did a nice job slowing it down at the end of the first quarter. Hopefully they keep doing it and working it in the inside.
Foul away from the basket, or from the ball, I should say. Now on Fort Recovery.
It's going to be on number 24, Toby Metzger. His first, team's 4th.
4 for Fort Recovery, 2 for New Bremen. Just underway here in the second quarter. Bergman to Rohr. Rohr is double teamed. Gets it out of there to Highcamp. Over to Bergman. Highcamp almost missed that pass. Timmerman tries to drive. Back to Highcamp. To Bergman. Fort Recovery definitely has the height at the guard positions for sure.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that they're like I said, Bremen really struggles to get it in that low paint area because their guards they're not necessarily tall, they're long. They got a lot of reach, and they do a good job of slapping the balls out of passing lane.
Where New Bremen has the favor underneath at the post. If they can get it in there, like you said, there they do get it in there to Ireland. Can't get the turnaround to fall. Metzger the rebound. Long outlet pass to Colic. Kicks it to Colic. That passes out to Toby, back to Toby, and in. Nice play there by 10. Passed up the shot and saw Toby underneath. 8-point lead for Fort Recovery. There's Ireland with the basket. So push the tempo lift for New Bremen. Greg Colic with the basketball. Pulls up, hits it. Greg Colic already up to 10 points.
Unfortunately, he's definitely found his shot, and he's hitting them. So
there'll be a foul on Timmerman drives.
And Bremen's doing a good job of making him take tough shots. Them last 2 he made were very hard shots. That last foul is called on number 21, Frank Tin. His first, Fort Recovery's 5th.
Colic averages 24 points a game. No one else for Fort Recovery averages even 10. There's a pass to Rohr, knocked away. So again, there's long arms there knocking away for the Indians. They have the ball on an 8-point lead, 6:04 to go here in the second quarter.
A little force there by the Cardinals, but again, good defense, like you said, from Fort Recovery.
Metzger misses the three. Long rebound again to Timmerman. Timmerman to Bergman. Eilerman to Rohr. Rohr with the drive. See some opening. He's picked up by Kolick, but they will call foul. See, they call it on.
Nice play there by Spencer Rohr. Nice. That foul's going to be number 12, Brady Kolick. His first, team 6, as the fouls are building up. But, you know, again, every time they've gotten away from that front layer of guards, Bremen's gotten a nice look inside, whether it be from one of the guards or getting into the post. But, you know, Fort Recovery makes it hard. They definitely don't leave a lot of openings in there.
Spencer Rohr hits the first one. Williams and Clooney return, as well as Brent Fowler for the Indians, number 23. So Rohr has his second one. Spencer with 3 points on the night, averaging 12 for the season. And second team All-MAC this week. Got the second one to roll in. 17-11 on the First National Bank scoreboard. 5:44 to go here, second quarter, 10 across the timeline.
Big possession here for the Bremen defense. Need a nice stop here. Come down and convert the other way.
Ball knocked out of bounds there. Did a little trapping that time,
yeah,
Greg.
Nice effort there by the Cardinals. Got up in the passing lane. Gave Fort Recovery a little different look. They've been sitting outside that three-point line and jacking up the threes. So they came out and applied a little bit more pressure and tipped it out of bounds.
There's 6 fouls on Fort Recovery, just 2 for New Bremen. 10 trying to direct traffic. Timmerman picking up pretty high. Kolick on the wing. Over to Fowler. To Toby. Toby Metzger. All the way to 10. Kolick trying to post up down low on Rohr. 10 with the basketball. Nice pass to Toby. Partially blocked there by Caleb Williams. Good recovery by Williams. But pass is stolen there by 10. And there will be a foul in the backcourt there. Looks like they'll call it on Spencer Rohr.
That's 8 turnovers so far for New Bremen now, and that foul is on Spencer Rohr. That'll be his second. Bremen's third.
10, he leads the MAC in steals with about 3 a game, and you can see why. He's had a couple big steals already this half.
He definitely has good court vision as he made that last pass right into the lane.
3-pointer by 10. Nice rebound there by Eilerman as he just out-jumps everybody. Clooney with the basketball. Eilerman over to Rohr. Eilerman was open briefly. Eilerman being guarded by 10 right now underneath. Matchup if they can get it down low. Rohr. Eilerman at the 3-point line, tries to drive. Bergman over to Rohr. Rohr is a spin move. Clooney was open. Eilerman. Recovery's doing a nice job of picking up the shooters. There it's underneath to Eilerman. Turn around, in and out. So they were patient. They got the shot they wanted. Rolled in and out. For recovery, 17-11. 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Double team on 10. That ball is stolen. Timmerman will pull up, 15-footer, got it.
Great adjustment there by the Cardinals as I believe Fort Recovery is going to take a timeout.
Full timeout. We'll be right back after this message. Welcome back. 17-13 on the First National Bank in favor of Fort Recovery, but good trap there by New Bremen, Greg.
Yeah, nice run and jump trap there. Got up in the lane, got that big length they have out there and caused the turnover. And Andy Timmerman makes a very tough shot on a break when you're coming down the floor. Not easy to just pull up at 15 foot. Great decision. I mean, it was a shot he needed to take. The rest of the lanes were all covered, and he knocked it down. That was a great play.
Seems like as the game goes on, the Bremen's offense is getting more patient. They're getting the better shots.
Yeah, they're settling. You can tell they're settling down. They aren't just running down the floor and chucking that first pass like they were. They're settling down and starting to look inside and working around. If we can now knock down a couple of outside shots, boy, it's really going to open up because you can tell Fort Recovery's defense is really sitting down inside. They're almost daring New Bremen to shoot a three, and they'll get a couple of them, I think, as the ball game rolls on, and then it's really going to open it up.
Toby with the basketball to Kolick. Kolick being guarded by Lammers now. Over to Toby Metzger to Craig Toby. 10-footer. Got the roll. Bounced around the rim about 3 times.
I think he hit about every part of that rim before it finally fell.
Got the shooter's roll. 6-point lead again for the Indians. Down low to Ireland. That shot is blocked. Brent Fowler was waiting for that turnaround shot there. Fowler, a 6'3 senior.
Marcus Bergman coming in the ball game for the Cardinals. But again, good look. They got to keep pounding it in there, keep working it. You get them in there and committing just enough, then we can kick it out and get that wide open shot from the perimeter.
Plus Fort Recovery has 6 fouls. If they can draw another foul, it'd be 1-1.
Right.
For Bergman having some trouble. Into Caleb Williams, turnaround, got it. Caleb Williams with 6 points.
Nice job by Marcus Bergman to not get frustrated underneath there and throw a bad pass. Took his time, which is very hard out of bounds. Made a great pass inside to Caleb Williams, and he finished a little turnaround.
Metzger, he gets bailed out by a foul. It looked like he was trying to pass there, and I didn't know what he was going to do. I think he was about to travel, but he draws the foul instead.
Yeah, and I think you said it best. He got bailed out because I don't know if anybody really touched him there. He kind of just fell to the ground awkwardly. Foul's going to be called on Caleb Williams, though, his first. Good defensive pressure by New Bremen.
Bounce pass to Metzger. Fade away is short. Ireland over to Timmerman. Timmerman pushing the tempo a little bit. Kicks it over to good idea to Williams, but a little too wide.
9th turnover so far this first half, like you said, though. Great look. Caleb Williams set up out there. That's what we were just talking about. Now the pressure's coming inside a little bit. Nobody was out there on Caleb Williams. He could have shot that ball 10 times. Lots of opening.
10 with the basketball to Colic. He's triple team. Lammers trying to play him close. He's got the matchup of late. Metzger with the basketball over to Frank 10. Down to Craig Toby. Kicks it out to Toby Metzger. He tries to shovel it around. Nice hands there by Eilerman.
Bremen kind of went to a little matchup zone there. Definitely causes some problems. They're very long. 2 6'7" guys down there. And they're long 6'7" guys. They aren't so big and thick, but they take up a lot of area.
Lammers playing Colic tight. Ball is almost stolen there by Timmerman. 10 gets it back to Colic. Craig Toby, 3-pointer. Misses it. Williams with the board. Timmerman pushing the tempo a little bit. Has Bergman out on the wing. Over to Ireland. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 4-point lead for the Indians. They've led most of the game. Bremen, I think, had a 2-0 lead, but other than that, it's been Fort Recovery the rest of the way. Timmerman trying to look down low. 3-pointer by Williams, misses everything. And it'll go back to the Indians. Spencer Rohr will check in for Coach Ernst. Looks like they're pointing. I think he's going to go in for Williams, and he is.
And Bremen's done a nice job the last few possessions on defense, and you can tell when you watch Fort Recovery because they're really hesitating. The guys are, even Colic, who was stroking the ball left and right when this game started, is now stopping to think because he's had, as you mentioned earlier, a different body every couple of minutes. They're wearing him down a little bit and trying to make him take some tough shots, and they've done a real good job of double and triple teaming him too. Get the ball out of his hands.
Lammers doing a nice job just bodying Colic right on him. 10 with the drive, passes it to Toby, kicks it out to Metzger. Fowler with the turnaround, in and out. Rebound by Ireland. Timmerman pulls up at the elbow, a little long. Fowler with the rebound. Kicks it out to Colic, knocked away, but Colic recovers it. Goes all the way left-handed and one. Good body control there by Colic as he does a left-handed shot, draws a foul.
Yeah, that's a tough play because you know when he gets out in open space, he is one of the toughest guys to guard. We mentioned don't let him get to the free throw line or that area around the bucket. Bremen's done a great job. That's a second foul on Justin Eilerman, so not the guy you want to get in foul trouble, that's for sure. But he's hard to defend on it. That's why that whole tempo thing is definitely a favorite of theirs because he does such a great job at when he's up by the bucket, he finishes. And not only does he finish, but he's, like we mentioned, as he misses a free throw, he's very good at the foul line.
Eilerman with the rebound. He's playing with 2 fouls along with Rohr. Timmerman bounce pass to Lammers. Back to Andy. 45 seconds to go here in the half. Lammers with the basketball over to Rohr. Timmerman to Bergman. Bergman thought about it. Rohr with the 3. Short. Lammers crashing the boards. I think they will call a foul on Lammers. Metzger had position there. That would be the 5th foul on the Cardinals. Actually, the 6th on the Cardinals.
It's going to be on, as Dave mentioned, Scott Lammers, his first. Bremen still trying to get one of those threes to go down, as Fort Recovery is almost daring them to shoot from the perimeter out there.
Rohr will go out. He's replaced by Williams. Rohr leaves with 2 fouls. See what Fort Recovery does. 6-point lead in the ball with under 30 to go here. Timmerman's been hounding 10 in the backcourt. Metzger with the basketball, guarded by Heitkamp. Metzger to Toby. Back to Frankton. He's going to pull out. Looks like they will go for 1. We're at 10 seconds there. Timmerman with the steal. Andy jump stops and draws the foul.
Nice smart play there by Andy Timmerman. Knew he did not have a height advantage on 10. Got him up to the bucket. Good head fake and draws the foul.
Did a nice job of
Great
stealing
steal,
it there.
yeah.
It's like Fort Recovery's relaxing a little bit. Gambled there because he knew he wasn't going to go right away. So nice play by Timmerman. Draws the foul on 10. That's his second. So Andy Timmerman on the line for 2. Nothing but net. You can hear on our NK Telco microphones, Clooney and Williams in. Also, Colic returns.
And if I'm New Bremen right now, if we make this shot, you don't let Colic touch it. He's one of those guys, again, that he's very good at the end of quarters, getting the ball up the floor quickly and taking that tough shot and making it. So if we make this, if Bremen makes this, I wouldn't even let him get near the ball. Totally seal him off and don't let him touch it.
Second one, nothing but net. Lead down to 7, 6.6. They're trying to deny it from it. It works. 10 to Metzger. Metzger almost loses the handle. Fowler with the 3-pointer. Long. Heitkamp with the rebound. That will end the first half of basketball here. Sectional final here at the Palace. Score on your first National Bank scoreboard. The Fort Recovery Indians 21. The New Bremen Cardinals 17. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the first half numbers after these messages. We're at halftime. Fort Recovery with a 21-17 lead over New Bremen with the first half numbers. Mr. Greg Burning.
Thanks, Dave. First for the Cardinals, leading the way is Caleb Allen. Caleb Williams with 6. Spencer Rohr with 4. Andy Timmerman with 4. And Justin Eilerman with 3. The Cardinals were 5 of 10 from 2-point range for 50%. 0 of 5 from downtown for 0%. An impressive 5 of 6 from the free throw line for 83%. Turned the ball over 9 times and pulled down 12 defensive rebounds and 2 offensive rebounds. For the Fort Recovery Indians, they were led by Greg Colic with 12. Brent Fowler with 3. Craig Toby with 2. Frank Tin with 2. And Brady Colic with 2. They were 6 of 15 from the 2-point land and 3 of 10 from 3-point land for 30%. And 0 of 1 from foul line. That's right, 1. That's a great stat for the Cardinals. 0 of 1, 0%. Turned the ball over 7 times, pulled down 11 defensive rebounds and 2 offensive rebounds.
Greg, it seemed like Colic was on fire there until about the early second quarter, and they slowed him down a little bit. And New Bremen's offense looked spotty at times, but they got better as the half went on.
Yeah, Bremen definitely did a much better job of switching guys up on Colic, giving him different looks. They switched to a trap a couple times. They did a zone a little bit. Kept mixing it up. Now they need to come up with those steals. They got real close a bunch of times. We did get one at the end of the quarter by Timmerman. Get a little more push like that and get a little bit more flow in the offense, and it's anybody's ball game.
Cardinal basketball to start the second half. Lammers down low to Rohr. Back to Scott Lammers. Over to Timmerman. Rohr, Eilerman trying to post up Colic underneath. Timmerman with the basketball, trying to look down low over to Rohr. Bergman to Lammers. Lammers was named honorable mention All-MAC this week. Scott with the basketball. Bergman to Rohr. Bergman again. Good defense so far by Fort Recovery. Bergman, Rohr trying to post up. He's on Toby. Turnaround by Spencer. Got it.
Started the second half just as we started the first half. You remember, almost the exact same spot on the opposite end of the floor. Spencer Rohr rises up and nails down the jumper.
10 season opening to Brady Colic. Missed it. Good help defense there by the Cardinals. Cardinals with a chance to tie the basketball game here. Underneath the Lammers against Colic. Colic swats it away. Colic shows he can do more than just offense. Nice block there by Greg Colic. Metzger got away with one there. 10 fakes it over to Toby. Toby with the drive in.
I think Fort Recovery got two nice little breaks there from the officials. That last possession looked like two possible traveling calls and neither called.
And that's Timmerman a little bit out of control. Hard on the layup. Indians with the basketball. 4-point lead. We'll call a foul on New Bremen.
Again, we're getting back to that upbeat tempo. Tends to favor the Indians a little bit. We made a couple nice plays, but you can see what happened. They go down and get a layup or an easy bucket. We go down and get a turn. Bremen goes down and makes a turnover. So not the trade-off you want, obviously.
10 with the basketball. 4-point lead on the First National Bank scoreboard. 23-19. Brady Colic over to Toby Metzger. Toby trying to get it down to Colic. Lammers is playing him closely. Now Colic, fade away. Long rebound goes to Timmerman. Has a 3-on-2. Timmerman pulls up at the elbow. Can't get the roll. Metzger with the board.
Great defense on that last possession by Lammers to really make Colic force a tough shot.
Toby back to 10. Colic, ball tipped around. Colic comes up with it. Pass it over Toby. Toby misses it. Rebound by Lammers. Timmerman to Bergman. Bergman almost loses it, recovers it, swings it around. Timmerman, they will call a timeout, 30-second timeout by New Bremen. We'll keep it right here. I'd like to thank our sponsors. First National Bank, your complete banking center. Think first. New Knoxville Supply, proud to serve the surrounding area since 1931. Lock One Theater, fun for the whole family. Schwederman Pharmacy, providing ultimate healthcare service one customer at a time. Myers Tavern, serving up good food and fun for over 29 years. Hoagie Lumber Company, combining pride of craftsmanship with modern technologies. Catta-Henry Motors for old-fashioned service. See Catta-Henry Chevrolet. Also like to thank our player of the game sponsor, Modern Ag Supply. Call 419-753-3484 for your call Modern Ag Supply, your supplier of fertilizer, chemicals, and seeds.
You know, Dave, if you're looking at New Bremen's offense, I think they need to move around a little more. You know, they're kind of that matchup zone. If you watch Fort Recovery, they don't move a whole lot. They stay in their area, so Bremen needs to come out, set a couple high screens, and look to get a little bit of penetration. Yeah, you're not supposed to penetrate a lot against the zone, but you have to do some, and they're not doing any. They're passing the ball around like they are right there, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to turn the ball over.
Inbounds pass was stolen by Fowler. Colic with the basketball, now guarded by Fowler underneath there. Fowler breaks free. 6-point lead for the Indians.
Yeah, definitely not the possession you want out of a timeout if you're New Bremen.
Coach Ernst standing beside the official, trying to direct New Bremen offense. Rohr with the basketball. Williams down to Ireland. He will be fouled. Good job by Williams passing it up to Ireland. Justin will go to the line shooting 2.
I believe that foul is going to be on number 12, Brady Colic, and it is. That's his second. Full Recovery's first of the second half.
Justin Ireland, a first-team All-MAC selection. Well-deserved, averaging 17 points for the season. Just 3 points so far as he hits that one. Lead down to 5. 4:49 to go here on the First National Bank scoreboard. Ireland, a 6'7" junior. Justin hits both of them. Lead down to 4. Indian basketball. Indians 13-7 coming into this game. The Cardinals 14-7.
Again, that extra step by 10 not being called, and I'm not sure why, because you can hear the New Bremen faithful, they all saw it. He gets an extra step when he passes that ball away, and the officials are clearly not seeing it.
Yeah, I think the New Bremen fans are in agreement that that was traveling. 10 with the drive, kicks it to Colic. Colic Left-handed. Can't get it to fall. Rohr with skies for the rebound. Rohr brings it across the timeline to Timmerman. Brings it over to Rohr. Double post underneath with Ireland and Williams. Ireland now comes out high. Over to Timmerman. Timmerman thought about it. Over to Bergman, back to Ireland. 3:54 to go. Rohr with a three-pointer. Got it. Spencer Rohr, his 22nd three-pointer. That's a big one there, Greg.
Big bucket. Like I said, they're definitely not playing out. They are daring somebody from New Bremen to either drive to the bucket or take that shot. Spencer Rohr did the right spot there, stepped up and banged down a three.
Wes Collick with the drive, or Brady Collick, and there's a rebound and a foul.
And I believe that foul is going to be called on Greg Collick, and it is. That's his second.
Brady Collick had a look there, couldn't get it to fall there, and right now a 1-point lead. That's the closest New Bremen has been since early in the game. They were up 2-0.
Right, their chance to take the lead here, right?
Take the lead with a 2 or a 3-pointer. 3:31 to go here. New Bremen going for their first sectional title since that magical year of 2006 when the Cardinals went all the way to the regionals. Rohr with the drive and in. Cardinals with the lead.
There it is, back-to-back possessions as we just talked about. Take that outside jumper, penetrate in the lane. Great play again by Spencer Rohr.
That will be knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Indians basketball. Momentum definitely with the red and gold right now. Spencer Rohr hits a three-pointer and then drives to give the Cardinals the lead, 26-25.
And he's got 7 points in this third quarter.
Metzger with the basketball. Trying to look down to Collick as they do every possession. Metzger to Brent Fowler. Fowler will pull up for the 10-footer. Got it.
Nice step in there by Fowler. Had the three-pointer, made a nice pump fake, stepped in, took the easy 10-footer instead. Good play.
Fowler with 7 points. He had 13 points last Friday against New Bremen when Greg Collick did not play. Underneath the Ireland turnaround. Can't get it to fall. Toby with the rebound to Greg Collick. Working against Rohr. Picked up there by Williams. 10. Bounce pass there to Fowler. Missed it. Rebound. Timmerman going all the way. He will be fouled. So aggressive drive there by Andy Timmerman. Will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, nice job on the other side on the defense by the Cardinals to come over and help. Not make that dumb foul. Come over and help. Apply some pressure. Make for recovery. Make that shot inside. And they've been pretty fortunate. They've missed a lot of them and got the board. A nice drive by Andy Timmerman on the other side.
Timmerman will be shooting two. Junior misses the first one. Aaron Clooney and Clay Heitkamp return to replace Bergman and Ireland. Foul is on Frank 10. He's the first player with 3 fouls in the ball game. So Timmerman, a 67% free throw shooter. For the second one, the Cardinals shooter right at 63% as a team. Misses them both. Leads still the Indians. 10 all alone with the layup. Somebody was sleeping for the Cardinals as 10 gets a layup off the rebound. Clooney over to Williams. Rohr to Timmerman. Timmerman, entry pass to Heitkamp. Heitkamp puts one up, misses it. Collick with the board.
Looked like a lot of body. He went up with that shot, but either way, the official says good block, so good entry there to Clay Heitkamp.
Tough shot, and Collick makes it. Can't defend that.
No, that's a great shot.
Timeout, New Bremen. Full timeout. We'll take a break with them. 32-26 in favor of the Indians. 32-26 in favor of Fort Recovery on the First National Bank scoreboard. Greg, New Bremen had that 1-point lead there, and I think since that time it's a 7-0 run for Fort Recovery.
Yeah, Fort Recovery came down and made a couple big shots. Very tough one there by Greg Collick. Get that little mini run going. New Bremen definitely lost the momentum and need to get it back right here.
See the Bremen Cardinals break out of the huddle. As it'll be, I think it's Fort Recovery basketball. It is. No, I'm sorry, Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cardinals basketball. They called a timeout at midcourt. It'll be Williams inbounding. 1:45 to go here, third quarter.
A big stretch right here for New Bremen. You got a minute 45 left to go. You definitely don't want to, get any farther behind. You need to make a big push here to close the gap to start the fourth quarter.
Winner of this game will play the winner of Ada and Hardin Northern that are playing at Lima Bath right now. Of course, Ada is heavily favored in that game.
Eilerman and Toby going at it. Metzger going at it real hard down there, and officials just letting them go. I mean, they're just shoving and pushing all over the place.
Marcus Bergman with a big jumper there. They needed the points out of that possession there, out of the timeout, and they do lead down to 4. Metzger thought about lobbing it. Then the winner will play on Tuesday night, the second game at Walpaw. We will be there if New Bremen wins. Metzger with the basketball. Looks like they're just pulling him out right now. Not sure they're going to go all the way to the last one. We're down to 47 seconds. Bring it back up top to Metzger. Metzger pulling Otterman, or Williams, I should say, away from the basket. Metzger had to pick it up over to Fowler. 32 seconds to go. Metzger, again, it looks like they just want to run clock here. Maybe get a little breather here. It's Coach Brian Patch in his 6th year with the Indians, directing traffic. It's been successful so far as Metzger's kept this ball almost all of this, about a minute 20, Greg?
Yeah, it's been a good minute run down.
Down to 11, 10 with the basketball to Toby. Colic working against Rohr. 10 open in the corner, in and out. Rebound by Rohr. That will end the quarter. With the score on the First National Bank scoreboard, Fort Recovery 32, New Bremen 28. Be right back after these messages. 3 quarters in the books here at the sectional final here at the Palace in Coldwater. Fort Recovery clings to a 4-point lead.
Yeah, big couple first possessions here for New Bremen. Obviously, want to try to cut that gap as quick as possible. They've done a nice job defensively, making Fort Recovery shoot some tough shots. Got a board. Great job on defense there. I think it was tipped out of bounds. But keep the ball in Colic's hands, obviously, as much as you can. And if he gets it, try to keep him away from the bucket.
I think Colic only scored 3 points on that three-pointer that quarter.
Yes.
So he had 12 at halftime.
15 right now, yep.
Toby Metzger with the basket. Off the inbound play there, got the roll. 6-point lead again for the Indians. Over to Lammers. Lammers looking down low to Arleman. Rohr, the three-pointer, got it.
Another big three-pointer there by Spencer Rohr. He's having a nice night, and now it's 3-6. 14 points for Rohr, so he's contributing a ton as they're double-teaming to get the ball out of Colic's hands.
10 with the basketball, working against Bergman. 10 down low to Colic. He's double-teamed. They will call a reach foul there. Not a lot of contact there, but referee has a closer angle than we do.
Foul's going to be on number 22, Spencer Rohr, his third. Team second for New Bremen in the second half.
So that's the first Cardinal with 3 fouls. 10 has 3 for the Indians. Colic chases it down. Guarded closely there by Lammers. I think they will call the foul on Lammers with the body.
That's Scott Lammers' second foul and the third foul. I'm sorry, Lammers' third foul and New Bremen's third foul of the second half.
3 fouls for New Bremen. There's a three-pointer by Colic, in and out. Rebound by Arleman. Timmerman drives. Bergman puts it up. Got it. Marcus Bergman with a couple big buckets this second half. Long pass there to Toby. He gets it. They get a long pass off the inbound there. It's a good play there by Fort Recovery. Pass down to Lammers. He will be blocked but fouled by Colic. And the fans are living and dying with every call.
That foul's going to be on Greg Colic, his third. As Lammers will go to line 4-2.
Scott Lammers, 6'1" senior, one of 4 seniors on this New Bremen squad, was named honorable mention on the All-MAC team this week. Scott with 2, the left-hander. Short on that one. Scott missed parts of 2 seasons with ACL injuries. He'll come back strong this senior year, but right now a big free throw here. Wants to cut into that 3-point lead for the Indians. Got it. 36-34 Fort Recovery. 6:41 to go here in the ball game.
As you can tell every time down, Fort Recovery, they want to push it as much as they can. They know that's their advantage, and there it is.
Good ball movement there. Toby to Fowler. Lead back to 4. Or thought about a 3. Timmerman. Lammers down low, works strong, draws a foul again.
I think you keep riding that horse. If Lammers can keep getting position like that right there, you power it in there as much as you can. Slow the game down a little bit. Play the Bremen style of ball. Nice play by Lammers.
Yeah, Lammers is getting the 1-on-1 matchup. When Idleman's down there, he's getting double teamed. Full timeout by Fort Recovery. We'll take a break with them. Fort Recovery leads by 4. Fort Recovery timeout, 6:18 to go. The Indians lead by 4, 38-34.
Yeah, you mentioned it right before the break. They found a nice matchup there with Lammers, getting the one-on-one coverage inside. He's definitely got the bulk to go in there and bang, and he's done a nice job the last 2 possessions of going right to the bucket, and now he gets 2 more shots at free throws.
Lammers a 55% free throw shooter, averaging 4.5 points a game. Scott was primarily a guard earlier on in his high school career, but made the transition to post this year as needed. When Williams was hurt earlier, right now the left-hander will be shooting 2. Flanked off the front of the iron. Every free throw critical in these tournaments, these and all the tournament games, when you know it's a close matchup. A play here, a play there, a free throw there, a free throw there.
And every possession from here on out is definitely going to be very important.
Couldn't get the roll on the second one. So Fort Recovery with the ball and a 4-point lead, 6:14 to go. 10 with the basketball. Had a step on Timmerman. He pulls it back out. Metzger with the basketball. Over to Colick against Lammers. Goes baseline. He will draw a push foul. Didn't seem like a lot of contact there.
I think that foul's going to be on, I believe, Scott Lammers. And it is, so that'll be his 4th as Williams comes in the ball game to give Lammers a break.
And as Lammers leaves, Rohr shifts over to guard Colick. That's been the tandem on Colick. So we'll see how it plays out. 10 with the basketball to Craig Toby to Toby Metzger. Lobs it over to 10. He didn't see it coming. So miscommunication between Metzger and 10. 10 didn't. I had no idea it was coming.
They almost looked like he looked over at the coach or somebody on the bench, 10, to see what was going on, and the ball was sailing over his head. He had no idea.
Break for the Cardinals. See if they can capitalize. Marcus Bergman with the basketball to Rohr. Those two have been most of the offense here in the second half, along with Lammers. Bergman to Rohr. Rohr trying to drive, knocked away momentarily by 10. Timmerman looking down low to Ireland. Rohr to Williams. Cardinals are being patient. Looks like they're trying to get down low to Ireland. He's guarded closely by Fowler underneath. Timmerman down low to Ireland. He gets the turnaround. There will be a foul and in. Tough shot there by Ireland, and he is fouled. The basket will go in. He was contested on that, draws a foul. Tough shot, good shot by Ireland.
Yeah, nice touch by the big guy. Hung up there forever, it seemed like. Not sure who the foul is on yet. Foul's on number 23, Brent Fowler. His is going to be his second foul of the ball game, and Fort Recovery's 6th.
Cardinals waited and waited. They were going for that matchup the whole way, it appeared at least. Justin with the second one, hits it, lead down to 1. 5:17 to go. 38-37 Indians.
Eilerman's first basket of the second half. He's made a couple free throws, but the first bucket, so maybe that'll be a little trigger to jumpstart him for the second half.
Metzger's been handling the ball a little more in the second half. They try to post up Colick. Metzger again. To Brady Colick. Back to Metzger. Over to Toby in the corner. Trying to post up Colick. Brady Colick comes up with it, misses the left-hander. Rohr with the basketball.
Big stop there by the Cardinals. Nice break. Brady Collick kind of lost the handle. As I mentioned earlier, they were going at it pretty hard down there. Finally, they called one Justin Osmond's way because he's got banged around quite a bit down there the whole night. That foul's going to be on Frank Tin, his 4th, and that'll put the Cardinals into 1 in bonus.
Recovery, a pretty physical team here. They have 17 fouls just compared to 4 for New Bremen, so a big 1 and 1 here. First one here can tie up the game. Eilerman can hit it. Eilerman hits it. We're tied at 38-38.
Sometimes it takes that one bucket to get somebody going. That's why, I mentioned that a little bit ago. Maybe that'll spark him a little bit, be a little more aggressive. That's 9 points now for Eilerman in the ball game as he makes it 10.
1 point lead for the Cardinals. As Coach Ernst rises to his feet, urging on his defense. They will call a bump foul on Timmerman. Working against 10.
That's going to be Andy Timmerman's first foul and New Bremen's 5th.
Seems like the referees are trying to rein the game back in, trying to take the
and
control
that's tough
back.
if you're a player because they've been banging the whole. Nice steal by Andy Timmerman.
Bergman going up, can't get the layup to fall. He was contested. They will call a foul on Timmerman from behind, who was trailing. So a chance there by Bergman. Tough layup against the taller 10.
And as you just said, they're trying to reel it back in. Well, it's kind of late if you're the players. They've been banging the whole night long, and now you're going to start calling fouls if they breathe on someone. So as a player, that's hard to adjust like that. So it's kind of you kind of hope the officials get what they're doing here and get together and make sure they call it the same way the rest of the game.
16 foul on the Cardinals, 7 on Fort Recovery. There's some contact, no call there. Toby with a three-pointer. That's a little strong. Collick comes up with a rebound. He pulls it out, fades away. That is short. Rebound by Andy Timmerman. Timmerman pulls it up. Ball knocked away. Rohr corrals it. Down to Eilerman. Tries to draw the charge and one. Fowler charge. Metzger tried to draw the charge. They didn't call it. Eilerman with a big left-handed shot.
And actually there was two, I think a fake charge by each team. Bremen did it. The possession right before it wasn't called. Comes down the other way. For Recovery tries it. It wasn't called. So at least the officials let it go the same for both teams. Eilerman did let it fluster him. He kept playing the ball game, finished the shot off, and now again he can go back to the line for a three-point play.
And a 3-point lead for New Bremen. Their biggest lead of the contest is Scott Lammers checks back in the game for Williams. Lammers is playing with 4 fouls. See if he guards Collick. Eilerman hits that one. 42-38 Bremen. Long pass to Collick. They had a 2-on-1 a little bit, and they'll be called a bump foul on Rohr.
See there again, that's tough to defend. I mean, you come down the floor and they're banging and banging, and the guy gets bumped a little bit. That'll be the 16th foul for the Cardinals. I'm sorry, that's the 7th. As they picked up, that's right, one at the other end, and that's going to be Spencer Rohr's 4th foul.
Rohr and Lammers have both been guarding Collick, and they both have 4 fouls. Collick right now with the 1-and-1. Collick hits that one. Collick, an 81% foul shooter, and he goes to the line a lot. Chance to cut into this 3-point Cardinal lead. Nothing but net on that one. 42-40 New Bremen, 3:53 to go here in the ball game. Bergman with the basketball to Rohr. Over to Timmerman. Andy kicks it over to Bergman. Lammers trying to get down low to Eilerman. They get the entry pass. Can't get it to fall. So Fort Recovery with the basketball. Chance to tie or go ahead. They trail by 2.
Yeah, tough play down there last time. Eilerman didn't quite get squared up all the way. They're going to call that one on the ground. But again, it's going to put Collick back to the line, which, as you mentioned earlier, he's a great free throw shooter. You don't want to put him in there.
That will be the 5th foul on Lammers. Scott will limp off to the bench. He gets a big hand from the New Bremen faithful. He played a great defensive game, had some offensive looks there when they needed it in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, he did a nice job of keeping Collick contained most of the night.
Not a lot of contact on some of these fouls that are called on Colic, but Colic again shooting the 1-and-1. Misses that one. Eilerman with the rebound. Bremen with the basketball and a 2-point lead, 3:14 to go.
Both teams now at 18 fouls, so at least a 1-on-1 from here on out. I'm sure we'll be in the double bonus before too long as well. So free throws definitely going to make a big bet different down the stretch.
Bergman with the three-pointer. Williams is there for the rebound. Goes up strong, blocked. Blocked again. Colic ends up with it. Colic gets the rebound. 10 with the basketball. Again, a chance for Fort Recovery to tie. Metzger over to Toby. They lob it to Colic, and there will be another foul. This one could be on Rohr, and if it is, that will be on Spencer Rohr. He will foul out of the game. So 2 players foul out for New Bremen, as Colic will go to the line for another 1-and-1. As Coach Ernst gives his opinion to the referee.
Taking his allotted time, I think, here to show his disapproval of those last couple of calls. They go down hard, and Justin Eilerman goes hard, it's Caleb Williams that goes to the glass hard the last 2 times down. There's a lot of contact, no call, go to the other end of the floor and barely bumped, and whistle's been called every time. So I can see his disapproval with those last couple of plays.
So Colic back on the line, 1-and-1. Hits that one. 42-41. New Bremen still with a 1-point lead. Be interesting to see who guards Colic, because it's been Rohr and Glammers, and they're both out of the game. Misses the second one. Long rebound. Fowler comes up with it. He's triple teamed and stolen by Bergman. Bergman picks up his dribble, knocked out of bounds. It will stay New Bremen basketball. 2:34 to go. New Bremen with the basketball in a 1-point lead.
Yeah, nice play there by Marcus Bergman to step in the passing lane off that rebound and get the steal.
Bergman to Williams. Williams surveys the court, gives it out to Timmerman. Bergman over to Heitkamp. Back to Timmerman. Eilerman now with the basketball. Bergman to Williams. Bergman thought about it. Timmerman. And Greg, a lot of the offense this half has been Rohr, so I think a lot of it's going to go through Eilerman the rest of the way.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to work it in there to him. It's almost like they got 3 guys surrounding him. I think what Bremen needs to do is get the ball reversed and then look to that drive like Rohr did earlier in the game. They spun it around and drove to the bucket.
3-pointer by Heitkamp, strong. Rebound by Fort Recovery. So Fort Recovery with another chance, this time to take the lead. Colic will drive, reverse layup, misses it. Eilerman with the basketball. Timmerman, 1:36 to go. Timmerman loses his balance, but Bergman comes up with it. Timeout, New Bremen. Will be a full timeout. We'll take a break with them. New Bremen clinging to a 1-point lead with 1:29 to go. Be right back. 42-41, New Bremen on the First National Bank scoreboard. I'd like to thank these sponsors. For You Office Supply, check out their complete line of office furniture and supplies. Chalk Landscape Construction for all your landscape needs. Dannon today for tomorrow. Minster Bank Financial Solutions for a lifetime. Minster Dental Care for the smile you've always dreamed of. Gold Star Communication and NK Telco delivering tomorrow's technology today. Also like to thank Modern Ag Supply for sponsoring our player of the game. Call 419-753-3484. Greg, we got a barn burner tonight here.
It's going to come all down to how you handle possessions down here at the end. Everyone's got to count. You got to make good decisions. Don't turn the ball over. Get yourself some good looks and play some solid D. And obviously free throws are going to be huge.
Do they do anything besides a real good look to Eilerman here?
I would try to work it around and maybe get a good look to Eilerman, or like I mentioned before, the penetration's there. They're coming out to defend, sit back and defend. Like right now, see Clay Heitkamp, nobody's on him because they're daring New Bremen to come down that lane.
1:04 to go. Bergman to Timmerman. 1 minute. 1 minute in this sectional final. Bremen clinging to a 1-point lead. Timmerman in a little bit of trouble. Tries to pass it, thrown away. Fort Recovery with another chance to take the lead. Metzger with the basketball. To Collick, guarded by Eilerman. To Metzger. Metzger with the drive. Over to Fowler, blocked, but they will call foul. Wow.
Looked like a pretty nice block. I believe it's going to be on Eilerman. I wasn't real sure who got the block. It was Eilerman or Williams. You're right. It's Caleb Williams. It's his second. Again, if you remember what I mentioned about the 2 or 3 minute mark about the fouls, these refs have really let that go, and nobody knows what a foul is anymore as Fowler hits it, because one time down the floor it's real physical, nothing's called. The next time down it's real light and something's called. So it's kind of tough to tell right now what they're going to call.
Fowler hits both of them to take the lead. New Bremen trails by 1. 36 seconds to go. Timmerman with the basketball. I believe New Bremen has 2 timeouts left. We'll have to check that. At least one for sure. Williams to Bergman. To Timmerman. 24 seconds. Timmerman tries to drive. To Eilerman. We're down to 20 seconds. Eilerman to Williams. Bergman, 15 seconds.
They got to look to get a shot off.
They get it down to Eilerman. Turn around and in. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Collick with the basketball. 4. They will call a timeout. Fort Recovery will call a timeout with 4.17 seconds to go. We will keep it right here. Wow. What a possession by New Bremen. They waited and waited, and they got the matchup they wanted. Eilerman knocked it down.
Very good patience. I personally thought maybe they waited too long. But boy, they got it in Eilerman. He finished. Now it's pretty simple here. You don't let Collick get the ball. Exactly. If it takes 2 guys, you do not let him get the ball. He's the one that's going to shoot it. He's had all their points. He's their guy. You don't let him touch it. I mean, it's that simple. If he gets the ball, you go straight up because he's the guy that called the fouls against too. So if you're New Bremen, you can't let him get it at all and just keep it away from the bucket.
Coach Brian Patch drawing up the offense. For Fort Recovery, Coach Mike Ernst drawing up the defense. Sometimes you get New Bremen might call a timeout after this.
And the flip side of what they might do as well is, and they did this the last time I think, is Fort Recovery set a little back screen and got the bucket going to the inside. I think the Fowler, he missed it, but they kind of anticipated that overplay to Collick. So you got to watch out a little too. But you know that was when New Bremen made that look like a great block by Caleb Williams and got called for it. So. Be interesting as well to see what happens here. Most of the time down the stretch, unless it's a really big foul, it's not called. You know, let it play on the floor. So
the Cardinals come fired up out of the huddle. Here we go. 4.1 seconds to go here. Fort Recovery will inbound it on the far side. Metzger will inbound it. Looks like Collick is at the elbow nearest to us. Metzger will inbound it. Throws it out to Fowler. Fowler kicks it to Toby. Metzger will have to throw a 3-pointer. He hit it! Oh my gosh! Toby Metzger puts up a 25-foot three-pointer. American shot. As the Cardinals get their hearts broken. As they do a tough finish there. They did everything right on defense there.
Yeah, you can't do it any better. That was perfect. Drew it up to a tee. Big
everything
finish.
Right. Big finish. Congratulations, Fort Recovery, but New Bremen played their hearts out. Tough finish there. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the numbers after these messages. Welcome back. The New Bremen Cardinals lose a heartbreaker, 46-44 to Fort Recovery as Toby Metzger hits a 25-footer three-pointer at the buzzer for the 2-point win for Fort Recovery. This game made possible by these sponsors: First National Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Lock One Theater, Schruderman Pharmacy, Myers Tavern, Hoagie Lumber Company, Catahenry Motors, NK Telco, Gold Star Communication, Minster Dental Care, Minster Bank, Dannon, Chalk Landscape Construction, For You Office Supply. And now with the final numbers, Greg Burney.
Thanks, Dave. First for the New Bremen Cardinals, they were led by Justin Eilerman with 15 points, followed by Spencer Rohr with 14. Caleb Williams added 6. Marcus Bergman 4. Andy Timmerman 4. And Scott Lammers with 1. The Cardinals were 12 of 28 from two-point range for 43%, 2 of 9 from three-point range for 22%, and they were 12 of 18 from the foul line for 67%. Turned the ball over 13 times and pulled down 20 defensive rebounds and 5 offensive rebounds. For the Fort Recovery Indians, they were led by Greg Collick with 18 points, Brent Fowler with 14, Craig Toby with 6, Frank Tin with 4, and Brady Collick with 2. They were 13 of 31 for two-point range for 42%, 4 of 14 from three-point range for 29%, and 5 of 8 from the foul line for 63%. They turned the ball over 10 times, pulled down 19 defensive rebounds, and 5 offensive rebounds.
Greg, this had a feel that you felt like it was going to go right down to the end, and New Bremen played so well at the end. They executed at the end there to get Ottoman with the basket for the go-ahead there, and then after the Fort Recovery timeout, they denied Greg Collick the basketball. Fort Recovery has to throw up a 25-foot prayer, and the prayer was answered for the Indians. That's a tough one for the Cardinals to swallow.
Yeah, Bremen did. We talked about it right before the timeout, both possessions, what they had to do to get a shot. They did a fantastic job of being very patient. Unfortunately, they should have been about one more second more patient, apparently. But they finished the play. Justin Hoffman puts it in, gets them the go-ahead bucket. And they do a great job on the last possession. Fort Recovery had nothing. They had absolutely nothing. They had a play set up. You could see it, the high post, tried to set a down screen to get, I believe, Collick open. Bremen does a great job and covers it up. They have nothing to go to, chuck the ball back out top. I really didn't think they were even going to get a shot off. And he chucks it up at the last second and nails it. And, hats off to New Bremen. They had a great ball game and a fantastic season, and should hang their heads high because they played a nice ball game.
Cardinals end their season 14-8, and the ends of the career for Rob Kennick, Scott Lammers, Kyle Kraft, and Scott Tiemann, the 4 seniors on this Cardinal squad. But Greg, that you look at the New Bremen roster for next year. They got a lot of players coming back, a lot of juniors coming back, so there's a lot of talent coming back for Coach Ernst.
Yeah, if there's one upside to that loss, and there never is, unfortunately I've been in a couple of them, that's it. You got a lot of guys coming back that's going to have that nasty taste in their mouth for a while, unfortunately, but they'll remember it. And that's the good part. They'll remember how that feels, and it's not a good feeling. So hopefully they'll learn from that. That's what this game is all about, as far as so is life. It's about learning and moving on, and they'll learn from that game and hopefully come back and be a better, stronger New Bremen Cardinal squad.
So now we need our player of the game sponsor, Modern Ag Supply, our player of the game sponsor. We'll go with Spencer Rohr. Spencer had 14 points, had a lot of big shots in the second half, so congratulations to Spencer. I'd like to thank Modern Ag Supply Incorporated, supplier of your fertilizer, chemicals, and seeds. Call 419-753-3484. I'd like to congratulate the New Bremen Cardinals on a very good season as they end their season 14-8. Also like to congratulate the Lady Cardinals who fell last night. They had their best record ever in school history for girls basketball, 21-2. So both New Bremen squads fall in 2 days. So that will wrap it up from here. For the cameramen, Austin Luck, Brendan Eshelman, and Adam Kuffner, producer, John Quellhorst, my partner, Greg Burney. This is Dave Kanapke. Thanks for watching here on NK Telco.